Pound hit the nitty gritty. Thank you. The perfect timing.
I don't remember what I dreamed about last night.
I don't dream 5% of the time, and then every once in a while I get a weird dream. I'm like, whoa, that was cool. Usually it means I had a good night's sleep. Is the nice thing. So whenever I wake up and I'm like, whoa, I had a cool dream.
So
I'm
you're
like,
saying
yo,
you never
I slept
get a
well.
good sleep.
Well, no, like.
Yeah, the more I sleep, the more
Yes and
dreams
no.
I have, and the more I remember them.
Yeah, which
Although
is.
sometimes,
I mean, it tracks.
you know how like when you're like half asleep,
Yeah.
like right before you wake up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Sometimes.
also when I have like the most vivid,
Yeah.
sometimes wildest dreams. Is like the 5 minutes in between my alarm going off and me
Yeah.
snoozing it and it going off again.
Yeah.
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 I think there's some science behind that.
I heard a thing. I think it was Salvador Ali did this thing because there is like you are just like raw creative juices when you're falling asleep. I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
So he would like sit in a chair. I think he was like holding a fork above a plate or something like that. Fall asleep. The moment he would start to fall asleep, he would drop the fork and wake himself up so he'd remember what he was just thinking. And that's how he got like creative inspiration.
Yeah, that is. I was gonna say part of the like dreaming thing is that like that in between space that you were talking about, Gretchen, is like just because you remember it, because you were like half asleep. So I guess asleep. I don't know. At least my theory is like you're asleep enough to still be dreaming, but not asleep enough to where you'll completely forget it upon waking up. Right? Like when you fully wake up, you will remember because you were like kind of half awake already. But yeah, I think it's less the. Or you talked about how, so you never get a good night's sleep. It's more so just that, like, that's the signifier that only happens when I got a really good night's sleep. I still have good night's sleep where I don't remember dreaming, but that's the signifier of, like, oh, I'm going to feel fine today, generally speaking. I have a few random chat topics that came up in the past 2 weeks that I was like, I gotta remember to talk about this stuff. So I wrote it down. Okay.
While we're still on topic, I was chewing, okay? I'm not going to talk about food in my mouth.
Okay. That's on you for not having the brownie before the pod. All I'm going to say. Should have ate it before you sat down.
Okay, but also I'm the host and I can subtract a point for that.
Do what you want. I don't care. You can't control me. Listen, if you guys are going to give me shit when I'm hosting, I'm going to give that shit right back. You think I care? The points are a side quest.
Yeah. I was about to eat again.
You're like, so let me talk as I go to... Pick one!
Leave me alone.
Either let me speak, or eat your... Either let me speak and eat your brownie, or speak and eat the brownie afterwards.
No.
Yes.
Secret third option.
Secret what? Talk while eating brownie? Disgusting. Cecil, can you believe her?
Cecil is terrified.
I'm being loud
that
again.
you would even suggest talking while eating.
Yeah, that's the reason. Yeah. No, not that I'm like shouting.
Anyways, I've been sleep maxing this week, and by that I mean getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
Good.
Almost every night. And life-changing, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's really good for you. I've been telling you guys this, like, hey, sleep is pretty awesome. Getting a lot of sleep feels really good. I say as I unfortunately did not this week.
You see, my problem is that I get, like, way too much sleep one night, and then the next night it's like there's just no sleep happening because
So stop doing that, forehead.
No.
Downside is...
Just stop doing that, forehead.
Downside is... That means I have to go to bed earlier, which means my evening ends earlier, which means my personal time ends earlier.
Yeah.
So I got less stuff done, which is why I don't have a PowerPoint right now.
I
was going to have a PowerPoint this week, but I was like, you know what's really nice? Laying in bed.
Not feeling like you're going to pass out while at work.
Yeah, I mean, I was still supplementing myself with caffeine this week.
Sure.
But at least for the first couple of days, I mostly made it through the day.
Yeah, I have a theory almost that, like, John might be onto something with the shifting sleep, but Sort of, not really, because I have no
I don't
tested...
choose to do that.
Well,
it
no,
just
just
happens.
the only reason why I say this is because this week I had some goofiness of I was working, so because we haven't explained it, we skipped the week because I had a final project to be working on for this class I'm taking. And so I was working on that, and I was locking in and focusing on that. Turned it in last night, literally the literal minute, 11:59 p.m. it was due, and that was with me pulling some shenanigans of recording the 8 to 10 minute presentation, realizing I went over while doing the demonstration of my project, and quickly recording just the demonstration, and by demonstration I just went over the output of the code, but quickly going over that in faster than I went over in the original recording, then quickly going to the video editor, cutting off the long version of the original video, slapping on the shortened version so that it fit under 10 minutes, upload that shit at 11:59. I started uploading at 11:58, and it was finished up by 11:59. I'm like, oh, I did not plan for it to be that close, because I was like, oh, I got the whole evening. I was playing a little bit of gacha games just to supplement my ADHD-ass brain, my Zoomer-ass brain of okay, me take small break now, play gacha game, so not focus on presentation whole time. But, well, I mean, that's what I was working on, that's why we skipped a week, but one of those nights, I was working on the proposal and peer review. Okay, well, so the proposal for our things, the preliminary version where we show, the base version of it before any edits that's supposed to get peer reviewed was due one night, and then the thing was open until the peer reviews were due. So I turned in my actual proposal thing at the time, the night that the peer reviews were due, because it was open until then, which means I didn't get peer reviewed, which is a bit unfortunate, but I felt pretty confident in my project, especially after seeing other people's projects, because I believe I told this story to Gretchen, maybe. I don't know if I told you guys this or not, but basically, I got these 2 peer review things, which I did, by the way, the following, literally in the couple hours after, which is the segue into why I was talking about this, which is that I didn't get much sleep that night. But we'll get there. The 2 peer reviews I got. One was beyond my level of, understanding certain things. It was someone had basically, I guess there's, a distro or, a Linux-like system that, for those of you who don't know, there's Windows, Mac, and then Linux is an open source version of those that is much harder to use, that typically is used by programmers or people who are very familiar with technology. But they had made a version where basically the manuals for that system, or that operating system, I guess, were very hard to search/identify. So they had used their LLM thing to throw the manual information in a data set effectively, and then have what's called a RAG system, RAG, to be able to look up manuals and information that you would need throughout the manuals for that system. And they explained well enough that I understood, but their final project document thing was... It's one of those, and I know I'm stereotyping, but it's one of those people that's an engineer or a computer scientist that is not good at the presentation side of things, and they explained it well enough in their intro statement of what the project was, but their document was I was what, I mean, sure, I guess, but there was not much wording, and it was they spent. So first of all, the recommended thing for was he's at 4 to 6 pages. Mine ended up being 6 and then a paragraph, a few sentences on the 7th page. But he said about 4 to 6 pages, so I was okay, I'm good. This person had 14 pages, but 5 of which, or I think it was 14, something like that, way over. But 5 of which were just the output. It was just, I asked 5 sample questions, here's the exact output it gave, and it's literally 5 pages of just here's the test question. Bro, you only need to show 1 test question, 3 at most. You're just taking up space here. But I mean, that was funny. But they kind of knew what they were doing with the project. The other peer review made me feel so much better about my project, because You know how with a final project it's open-ended, they'll say like, here's some example versions and like example topics of like what you could do, and here's different, like for this one there were 4 different tracks that you could do. For one of the tracks, or for each of the tracks, I gave a few different examples. This was literally like a copy-pasted version of that idea as their project. Like, and I was like, there was no originality whatsoever. It was literally just something we'd gone over in class, which is using LLM to predict whether a movie review in a movie review data set is a positive review or a negative review. And then basically training it on that, or training the semantic learning of word analysis to be better at discerning the data set from the data set, whether a movie review is positive or negative. It was literally that, which we had partially done in class before, like the regular version. There was like, oh, and both of them, the teacher specified, oh, please use at least like one graph and one like thing of showing your data and stuff. For both of them, I mean, it was like, the first person had, they didn't have like, I don't think they had any tables or graphs or anything. They just had the output. And to be fair, theirs was a gauge of reasonableness. Like, there's no numerical values they could have really used, right? But the second person, however, they had a table with, I kid you not. So there are 4 measures of accuracy. There's accuracy, recall, precision. There might only be 3. I think there's 4 though. And they had a table with the 4 categories and 2 entries. The base version, and then a modified version. So a total of 8 values, by the way, really 2 values. And I was like, does this really count as like a data set or a table? Like this? Oh, also, their paper thing, 2 pages. Less than 2 pages. And I was like, I think I feel a little better about my project. Because my project was like fairly unique and interesting. And I turned it in very late, and I felt very bad about that because he had already extended it, and I turned it in late from the extension. But it was like, oh, this person had, like, I don't even know what they're doing in this class, to be honest with you. Like, what is going on here? I hope it turned out well for them, and I try to be positive, because he said, like, try and be positive in your reviews, or balance your criticisms and your positive stuff. But yeah, so that's what I was doing at like 3 in the morning, or like, midnight to 3 in the morning, was doing those peer reviews and typing up, like, basically you had to like say some positive things, say some negative things, and say some like directions they could go, or some suggestions essentially, and stuff. So I was reading over their stuff and submitting those. But point being, I went to bed at like 3 a.m. and I got like 4 hours of sleep, and I was like, oh, I'm just dreading the work day. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna feel awful. I hope I don't pass out at work. I felt like I had a cup of coffee for some reason. I felt fine. Not actually, if I had a cup of coffee, I'd be bouncing off the walls. But I felt like fine. I was not passing out. I was chilling, and I was like, when does it hit me? When am I gonna like feel terrible? And it just didn't happen the whole day. But then the next day, I was like, oh man, I want to make up for my sleep. I didn't get the 8 hours though, but I got 6, which is 2 more than 4. For those of you who can't count. And I felt so good. I was like, woo! I feel amazing. Now, that may have just been relative to the 4, but like I felt better than I felt like I should have. So I don't know if there's like a thing to like changing sleep schedules of like, as long as you improved on the previous day, you'll feel good. That is definitely not what the science says.
It depends on how much I improve.
Mm-hmm.
If it's just like an hour more than the previous night.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
But
It's gotta be like a full cycle.
On the weekends, obviously I get usually like a good night's sleep, and so the night before going back to work, I usually don't get that much sleep because A, I stay up later on the weekends, and B, I have to get up earlier for work. But like, since I got so much sleep the night before, getting like a few hours less sleep the night before work, for most of the day, I don't feel it. I feel perfectly fine until like the end of the workday.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
that's where you really feel it.
And then by the time I get home, I'm just like,
yeah,
bedtime.
That's why I wish those days are days where I'm like, man, I wish I like could slept in and then I could like get home and then actually just go to sleep. Because the problem is like get off work at like 4:30, get home at like 5, and it's like, if I go to sleep now, I will absolutely screw myself over because I will either wake up and not feel tired, or I will not wake up and I will wake up at 4 in the morning and just not know what to do with myself.
I'll be like, oh, I can't wait to take a nap when I get home. Then when I get home, it's like 5:30.
Yeah, and then if you take a nap, it'll be 7.
Fine, I'll stay awake, I guess.
Yeah, you can like try and get like a power 3 minute.
If I miss the window of sleepiness,
then
I'm up for another 2 hours, regardless of whether I took a nap or not.
Yeah, that's why they say you really gotta not miss your windows of when you're feeling tired, even a little bit. And I also like do some things to assist, so like I know when I'm in that window is like as soon as it starts getting past like 10, or when I want to start getting tired, I'll just like normally I keep my room lights on because that's good for eye strain. You want to have your room lights on. You don't want to stare at a screen in a dark room. But
you also want to blink a lot.
Yeah, but when I'm
that's the main
like,
cause
okay,
of eye strain.
I need to start getting ready for bed, I'll turn off the lights, and then I'll be looking, I'll have the eye strain then sort of, but like, I'll feel myself getting tired, and I'll be like, okay, we're getting close to bedtime now. We getting sleepy? And I won't miss that window. But yeah, sleep is a very interesting personal thing that like is hard to balance.
Yeah. I think the most important thing about sleep, from my experience, is just having it be regular.
Oh, yeah.
That matters more than amount to me. Because as someone who has a very irregular sleep schedule, my brain just is like, bro, I don't know what you want from me anymore. So I'll just like sleep for like an hour here, like 3 hours there, like over the span of one night. And it's not good.
Yes and no. I will say like, it just depends. Like if you get 8 hours but it's irregular, compared to like 4 hours irregular or
sure.
At a regular basis, like there's varying degrees there.
Yeah. It also doesn't help. I've kind of trained myself to wake up at different times.
I was gonna say you have like the most fucked sleeping situation I've ever heard. Well, like, not ever, but
as an apartment manager, I often have to wake up early to interact with people who are doing things.
Yes.
And I go to bed very late.
Yes.
So it's like, I go to bed, I wake up, I'm like, okay, I just need to get through whatever this is. So I'm up for like an hour-ish. Yeah. And I go back to sleep. And so my body's like, oh, so we like to sleep for a little bit and then wake up and then go back to sleep. I see. I'm like, no, we don't like that.
we don't want to do that. You also have the fuck situation of having a friend group or friends that are all in like whack-ass time zones of Australia, which means they're like, your schedule to play with them is at awful times for you.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help things. And like I do sympathize for you in that regard, because if you ever want to hang out with them, it's just like, well, I'm just gonna have to shoot my sleep schedule in the face for this. And that is something I'd be willing to do every once in a while for some friends, but like, dog, for the most part, if you on the other side of the world, I'm sorry, but we're gonna be talking every once in a while, because I can't be doing that to myself. I will be feeling awful.
The one thing about like the days when I would come into work at like 5 in the morning is that I would be done at like 1:30 or 2.
Yeah.
So I would come home and like knock out for a couple hours.
You can do that, yeah.
And then it would only be like 4 or 5. Now I still would go to bed like later than usual.
Wait.
But
did you say like you take like a 4-hour nap? That's just sleeping. You said like done at like what?
1 or 2, and then get back at like 2:30.
Yeah, and then you said like wake up at 5. That's like
I said 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Okay.
That's an hour.
Hey, it's better than my friend.
Yeah.
Her naps are like 6 hours.
That's literally just sleeping. What do you mean?
I know. I'll be talking to her, and then she'll just randomly be like, "I'm gonna go take a nap now. Bye." And I'm like,
"Nap?
Well,
you slept?"
I'm like, "Well,
don't lie to me."
We're gonna be talking tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah.
And then she'll text me like, "Oh, hey, I'm up again," and I'm like, "It's 10 p.m. I'm going to bed."
Yeah, well, okay. So the thing is with those people, what I imagine is they say I'm a nap, and then they do what actually ends up happening, because I've been there every once in a while, but is they do finish up some solo stuff, and then they nap, and then they do some more solo stuff, and then they're like, I feel like talking with friend now. And so like they're Because there's no way they're actually napping 6 hours. Like, ain't no fucking way. You just added an extra sleep block. Who adds an extra sleep
Honestly,
block?
I've never met her in person, but with everything that I know about her, I would believe it.
No! 12 hours of sleeping! Because if she regularly sleeps...
I don't know how much she sleeps
That's
at
what I'm saying.
night,
I'm
but
saying,
she sleeps a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, unless she, like... Because if she's
It's not
nocturnal,
like
then, like...
She's not doing this, like, every day.
Yeah, but doing it a
That
single
makes it
day!
worse.
Yeah, again, because to his point about regularity of the sleep... What?
I don't know. She has a lot going on.
She's weird, so...
Good for
I
her.
love her.
I mean, hey... I just let those
But
people
it'll be
do
like-
their thing, and I
it'll
just
be
say,
like-
good for you.
I'll
Not
be, like,
me, though.
texting her at work, and then I'm like, okay, I'm almost off work, so I can, like, not
Chat.
hide that I'm texting you.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, I'm gonna go take a nap now. I'm like, that.
Damn. That's cold.
I guess
That's cold.
cool.
Are they in a whack-ass time zone?
She's an hour ahead of us.
Oh, okay, that's not a whack-ass time zone. Whack-ass time zone is, like, if you're in 2 hours plus... 2 hours is, like, not that bad. 3 hours is where, like, you have to have an exceptional situation where luckily Josh is in this situation where he's like, actually, I got a flexible work time. As long as I hit them 8 hours, like, I can, like, start work late and I can, like, stay up late and stuff. I'm like, God bless you, man. You're 3 hours ahead and you still get to game with us because you're like, I'll just not sleep at regular times and not work at regular times. Oh, and so the other things that I wanted to chat about real briefly, these are much more brief, was, I don't know if you guys have been seeing the God of War, boy, it is an urgent memes. Have you been seeing these at all?
No.
No.
It's like, okay, it's I've been seeing them because they come up in some ZZZ shorts of like people waifuing characters because it's like, it's Kratos. I don't even have the full context, but I can imagine the context. Kratos is like falling into some pool that presumably is sending him off into some sleep where you dream of nice things. And so it's him. He's, oi, help me! Help me! And then it fades into what the meme is, which is like basically a waifu dating situation of like, so Ju Yuan or Jane Doe or just some ZZ character like at home, like being boyfriend girlfriend with them, right? The being or husband wife with them, and like a nice date scenario or something, and then like it fading out of that, and then you just hear it's like the boy saves him, but Kratos is going, "Why did you do that? Why? What have you done?" And he's like, "I saved you." But I've been getting a lot of those memes, which is they crack me up because I'm like, it's too good. Just like, no, leave me in the Matrix. I want to date my fictional wife. I thought those were funny. And then the other things are, so you know the jokes we were making about Mario and Luigi during Magic Night?
Yeah.
So it turns out I realized the next day we were doing that on Mario Day. It was March 10th, which was hilarious in hindsight. But then the last thing I have on the docket of randomly chatting about is I've been sitting here looking at your guys' status, and I gotta ask what's up with them.
I don't remember what mine is.
What is
Yours
my
is
status?
so you changed yours recently to I don't even remember. Let me check.
Ooh, I guess.
Yeah, ooh, I
Okay.
guess. And I'm like, what brought this on? I need context.
Have you heard of the game Baby Steps?
No, I've never. Let me look this up.
It's by the same, at least one of the same people who did Getting Over It.
Bennett Foddy.
Okay, yeah.
It's like a.
Oh! I've seen Giga play this all the time in her clips. I know
Yeah.
what this game is. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been watching Markiplier play it,
Mm-hmm.
and
It's a good
like
just
some of the
chatting game.
NPCs were going like ooh or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and the player character like doesn't know how to respond to that, and he's like at one point just like ooh ooh I guess.
Okay, now I have the context for that. For you, John, yours is some quote from, I presume, a YouTuber or Twitch streamer saying, like, let me get it here. Do I not? Can I not see it on mobile here? It's like, ignorant is the government of a document called the Declaration of Independence or something like that. And I have no idea.
Yeah.
Explain yourself.
So.
I need to know.
Apparent also is the government's ignorance. This is going to get really political.
we can
Of an American historical document called the Declaration of Independence. So, it was about these. It was a specific court case about someone who was held by ICE illegally and weren't given their rights. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And the judge was so upset, he just obviously he ruled in favor of the person, and then went on this tangent about how this is literally what the country was founded on, is not holding people against their human rights. And so the judge said, apparent also is the ignorance of the government of a document called the Declaration of Independence.
That is not that political what you said. We're chilling. That was, I thought that was gonna go some streamer or YouTuber ranting about and getting really animated about it.
Nope. It was a quote from a judge.
Yeah, no, that is not very. I mean, it's related to politics, but yeah, I was just surprised that it read Declaration of The thing that I was surprised by was that they said Declaration of Independence rather than Constitution, because the Constitution is the one that has more recently been every which way violated.
Yeah.
But. I'll be honest, I don't remember everything that's in the Declaration of Independence. That one I remember we were like, "You Britain," and that was about what I remember from the Declaration of Independence. I'm sure if you brought up certain key phrases, I would remember them. But off the dome, I'm just like, yeah, that's an important historical document. And then I think more about the Constitution and the amendments because those are more ones I know better. Anyways. Yeah, that's all the banter I got, I think. I don't think I had anything else listed.
I recently discovered that it's really easy to go infinite on the Ironclad in Slay the Spire 2.
Nice. And
the funny thing is, I think I was reading in one of their posts or something, we want to reduce the amount of infinites in Slay the Spire 2.
And you're like, but on the base class.
So, there's this card called, Prepare for a Fight or something like that. And it's base, it's 2 energy, gain 1 energy for each attack in your hand. When you upgrade it, it goes down to 1. And then that's an uncommon card, so pretty easy to find.
Oh, okay.
There's a common card called Pommel Strike. Base, it says deal 9 damage, draw a card. Upgraded, it says deal 10 damage, draw 2 cards.
I see why I'm seeing the infinite angle very quickly.
All you need is a way to make your deck small enough that you can put all of it in your hand, which... Guess what? Ironclad has a lot of ways to exhaust cards. And then you need 2 Pommel Strikes and a Prepared for War or Ready for a Fight or whatever it's called.
And then you can just infinitely do that.
Literally, I got this combo 2 games in a row by Act 2.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And so one of the final bosses, he's got 3 stages. And in the 3rd stage, he starts off intangible, which means he can only take 1 damage from any source at a time.
Okay, yeah.
I have killed him while he was intangible 3 times now. He has 300 HP.
Infinite's Lamau. I
turn on my auto clicker, I mash the 6 key. He eventually dies.
Yeah. I lied. I do have other things I can chat about. So, one of which was literally I saw a recommended article on my phone and I clicked on it because I was like, what is that? But so one is just a clip of a DM that was really funny, and the clip is just titled, "Our DM forced us to take an SAT for an intelligence check." And it is so funny because it's literally, he's just, basically DM is just like, all right, so, here we go. And he just hands them a, SAT question, I guess, and it's like, you have 5 minutes to complete this.
Huh.
And then they're like, this is so, no, I didn't finish, and one of them was like, I dropped out of high school before I took an SAT. This is man. It was just really funny. And then he's like, all right, one of you passed with a C plus 3 intelligence. You get 0, and you get 0 plus 0. Or one got +1 for trying or something. The other complained or something, and he was like, you go stand outside, and +0. But it was just so funny. I was like, that does seem like fun. Torturing your Just throwing an SAT question. That made me think, like, I'm gonna have a puzzle, but instead of me thinking of the puzzle, I'm just gonna hand him a test question and be like, if you solve it, you figure it out.
D&D podcast that I listen to, usually they'll do, like, campaign episode 1 week, and then, like, a break episode, and then campaign, and so on. And one of the things I think I've told you about it is, D&D Court.
Yep.
And they get lots of submissions from, I don't want to be insulting, but interesting DMs and the interesting choices that they make. And I remember one way back, I don't remember all the details because it was a long time ago, but one of them was like, alright, I don't remember if they were like going into a tavern or whatever, but the DM was like, alright, we're playing Magic the Gathering now. And they were like, what? The rest of the party was just like, really? We've never done this before, like, ever. I've also heard of DMs like sending out like 20-page lore documents to read beforehand. Like handing out packets.
In fairness, those are the best campaigns if everybody's down to read the lore and like understand the world building. That will be a fire campaign if people are down for that.
Yeah, but then on the other hand, it was either the most recent one or the episode from like a couple weeks ago. A DM wrote in. It was like, yeah, so I wanted to do either like a short campaign or like a one shot or something that was based off of some movies. And they were like, okay guys, just to like, get into the vibe, guys just like watch it was like 2 or 3 movies or something. And one of the players was like, I think you're asking too much. I'm not gonna do that.
The assignment was to watch a movie or 2.
To be fair, if they're doing a one-shot, that's like the same length as the one-shot.
Yeah, that is true. It's about the same length of the one-shot, and also, I mean...
I want to say it was...
What kind of movies were they?
I wish I could remember. It was in my head as I started saying the sentence, and then it left me.
I see.
But yeah, those episodes are... I love the campaigns that they do. But I really like the dungeon courts because I like drama.
You're a tea sipper, tea drinker.
People write in with just the most ridiculous things.
People get beef over stupid things.
And most of the time the solution is like, get better friends.
Yeah.
Or just write a book.
Yeah.
And don't make your friends.
That's a big one.
There was one, like, from the most recent one where someone, I think they were doing like a one shot or something. And one of the player characters who was like the most excited, it was like their first time playing D&D. They were the most excited out of the whole group. They were like downed in round 1 of combat and weren't given any other option. So they just had to sit there. And then like another villain or something that they thought they had defeated, the DM was like, oh no, he needs to live because he's a character in my book.
I mean, needing a villain to live is like a thing you do, but the thing is you do need to like a good DM cuts off that situation before the villain is supposed to die, right? Like
even if you gotta be like, oh, he uses some magical.
Yeah, he uses a level 6 spell. You are a level 1. What are you gonna do about it? Dimension door's out. Like, if you let the players get to the point where they can kill him, you have already messed up.
And like sometimes if your villain dies early, it can lead to a funnier campaign.
Yeah, you have to make a new villain. Big deal. Make a new villain.
Oh, sorry, he's in my book.
Yeah, well, also just like,
what,
dude,
are you writing this campaign as a book and you need your players?
Well, also,
you should credit them if you're doing that.
Wouldn't
my co-authors, Billy, Joe, and Sam.
Exactly, that's what the podcasters were like. When you publish this, like.
You gotta credit them, yeah.
The rest of your group's gonna get paid too, right? They helped you write this.
Yeah, well, that was the thing that I was gonna say is like, this is, I'm going to be insulting for a bit here. The reason why they don't write a book is because they don't have the creative cojones to actually make a book by themselves, so they need the input of other people to actually get interesting things to happen in their story. Because they can't think of it themselves. That's why they do this to their players, because they're like, I want to write a book, but I'm not intelligent enough, or I'm not willing to work hard enough to actually write a book. Because it's a lot of effort, man. That's a lot of effort to write something. And I won't even write a fan fiction or something, because that's also something you can do, or a short story, you know. But to the point
Archive of Our Own exists.
It sure does.
It's free.
AO3. The thing is, going back to the...
That stands.
Yeah, Archive Online.
I knew what AO3
Archive of Our Own
was. I didn't know what it stood for.
Yep, Archive of Our Own. But going back to the point of imagine you can literally, the crazy part is you don't even have to change the plotline whatsoever. You can just make a slightly interesting story of a subordinate of the villain taking over for the villain, and then the only thing you have to change is the villain's personality, right? Or the name, even. He can literally inherit the position, the personality, the motivation, the reasoning, the everything, and all you have to tack on is a couple sentences of you killed my previous master in the final battle or something. You don't even have to change anything.
And unless you tell your party, they don't even have to know it was the main
exactly,
villain.
how would they know it's the main villain unless you were this guy is the big bad that you guys are gonna have to fight in the final battle? Hell, in our Ravnica campaign that we had, it was I thought Thalish was the big bad. I thought we were oh, we got her! Yeah. And then he's alright, so next week we're meeting, and I'm wait, what next week? I thought, I thought we were just wrapping up next week. I thought we were, and he's dude, that was Act 1. And I was what?
Oh, no.
We just got a bad guy! What do you mean?
Celestial horror, and it was the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's funny, you start to, after listening to so many, you start to notice patterns where people write in and they started off with I'm playing this long-running campaign with a group of close friends. You know it's gonna
the beef there has been building. They have multiple layers.
Going back to the original tangent offspring point of different ways to do tests, rather than dice.
Yeah.
So, Dropout.tv is a place where funny people meet. So you know Brennan Lee Mulligan?
Yes.
Do you know the name Vic Michaelis? Probably
Sounds familiar, no.
They're a person on Dropout.tv. And they don't... I don't know if they don't do D&D or if they just don't do D&D that much.
Not as familiar with D&D.
But, so they're talking with Brennan, and this is two separate clips. I think even two separate videos.
Do you want me to bring them
No, let him explain it. I want to hear the explanation.
So, I don't remember what the lead-in conversation was, but I think Brennan said something how would you improve D&D or something like that. And Vic just goes, remove the dice.
No!
We don't need the dice.
No!
And then,
what do you mean?
They were
says,
look, I'm dyslexic. Dice have numbers on them.
And
dice are ableist, okay?
Use a chatbot. I don't know.
And then Brennan goes, so so you are an improv professional, and I'm noticing that you've taken the one thing away from D&D that separates it from improv.
Yeah, that is.
And then later on, I think it's a different. It might be the same interview. I don't know. Vic goes, yeah. So instead of dice, just have a gun. And Brennan's oh, so a loaded gun. So kind of walk me through what that would look like.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I'm interested to hear this explanation.
Vic is setting the scene. I don't remember what they said. It's oh, so you're in a bar, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And Brennan and you have a gun. He's okay, so I fire the gun. And he's oh, so you killed the cameraman, so you actually aren't allowed in the bar anymore. And I have one talking point that I just remember that's completely unrelated.
Okay.
I am caught up in Patron of Villains.
Let's go! Are you enjoying it as much as I am?
It's pretty good.
It's great! I love it! It's so silly. He's like, I hope the children are doing well. The children butchering and murdering several families.
It's literally just, like, a more serious Shadow and Eminence.
Yes, yeah.
And a little bit of, like, Greatest Estate developer vibes.
Yes, exactly. That was the energy I was getting, was a little bit of Greatest Estate developer, and then, like, people were mentioning Eminence in the Shadow, or, Overlord, I think was the other one they were mentioning.
And a touch of, like, Return to Player.
Yeah. I just... I just love him being like... Because he comes to, like, very natural conclusions if you don't know that he has, like, this giant menacing aura. Of, like, oh, that's weird, they seemed a bit scared. Oh, well, like, I'm not gonna... like, worry about it too much. I got shit to do, right? And, like, meanwhile, they have seen, like, the eye of God descend and, like, just terrify them. And they're, like, he has this menacing aura, and he never smiles, and he just, and because he will say things, and all he says is, like, yeah, I'm just a basic tier mage or whatever. And what they extrapolate out is, like, he just displayed God-level tiers of magic, and I just saw a menacing evil eye appear in the sky. He wants me to keep my mouth shut about the fact that he has these powers and no one can know. And like it's peak comedy. I do enjoy it so much. It's a shame there's only like 13 chapters out right now. I'm like, oh, I need more though.
I was waiting for my laundry and I was like, oh, I'll read this. I don't have anything else to read. And I was like, oh, 10 plus chapters. It's probably way more than that.
Oh no, I'm sorry if I baited you into that. There's only like 13.
And then I think it was last night when I was going to bed, I was like, oh, I have one chapter to read. I see.
Yeah. It's a real shame. I mean, dude, have you seen that? They've been really trying to get people to get addicted to FastPass, like, because their mechanism is they're gonna give you, they'll say like 5 free coins today or something that you just claim for just redeem, or they'll give you like, but it's limited time coins. So it's like, but they're just like trying to give you like a little bit of temporary coins to try and get you hooked on the FastPass, and I'm like, nah, these are getting used on permanently. Because there's a few series where like the last 3 chapters for whatever reason get locked to 3 coins only. Not even like watch an ad, like straight up 3 coins.
Yeah.
Thankfully only 3 coins, but yeah. So that's what those coins are getting used for. Because I am not gonna get hooked on FastPass. Have you seen how ridiculous some of them have gotten now? I'm looking and I'm like, I'm 100 chapters behind the actual release because it's all in FastPass. What?
Yeah, I've seen some that like look like they just started.
Yes.
Or like within a couple months. There's no like series completed anywhere. But like the first 3 chapters are free, and then all of the rest are coin.
Yeah.
The one
I started reading recently is
no ad pass. I haven't seen it. I've only seen one myself.
I've seen the ad pass for completed series, but I saw one that like I genuinely was interested in and wanted to read, and I clicked on it, and first handful of chapters are free, and then all of the rest were like 7 coins or something. Yeah.
Not even an option to do the ad pass.
Thankfully, Patron Villains is not one of those. They've got like less than 20, like 15-ish episodes in the FastPass. But I've seen some where I'm like, I counted them, or I did subtraction, and they're like a year and a half ahead. Because it says free, it's like free in 450 days, and I'm like 450 days.
Yeah.
What?
I forget which one I was looking at, but it was one that like, it was one of the ones that I'm obsessed with right now, and I was like, what if I did FastPass it though? And then I scrolled all the way to like the bottom of the FastPass.
Yeah,
and it's like, wait, we're in the hundreds of days now.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
That's a bit too far ahead.
I say like where I draw the line is like, I don't think about it, but like 30 chapters seemed like, well, it's a lot. I was like, that's like sort of in reason, I guess, even though that is like 250 days. But like, I was like, when I saw one that like had more than 50 chapters, I was just like, brother, that you are releasing a year in advance. Like, I hope this is good for the authors and stuff, because maybe they get to like, if essentially they get paid at the start and they just can like do the whole series and then it just releases piecemeal. But like, holy man, I've seen some of these that are ridiculous.
No, there's one that I was interested in reading recently
Mm-hmm.
called Rise of the Dragon Overlord or something like that.
Yeah.
It's the one I sent you the screenshot of the other day.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask. You sent me the screenshot and you didn't give me the name, and I was like, "Do I ask for the name?"
Well, you didn't ask.
I considered it, but I was like,
getting pop-ups for that.
Yeah, they're really trying to push it, and the reason why is there are 3 free episodes, and then there's like 60. There's 61 that have been released total. They're not releasing any more for free. They all cost 5 coins. 51 of the episodes released on February 21st. And then there's one on February 28th. And then the rest of them were released on the next 2 weeks.
I mean, I know they gotta make money, but like this is what I was talking about. This banner of like, claim 5 coins in 1 tap, out for 1 day only, and it's like, yeah, I redeemed it, so I have the coins, but like.
I always get disappointed when they're like, "Oh, limited time unlock. We've unlocked a whole bunch of chapters for like this selection of webtoons," and a bunch. Usually, there's like 1 or 2 that I'm in the process of reading, so I'll go like, "Ooh, let me go read them while they're free." It's always the ones that I've already read. It's always the chapters. I'm always on a chapter that's like way beyond the ones that they've unlocked for a limited time. I'm like, this doesn't help.
And the thing about Rise of the Dragon Overlord is like I was sort of casually interested in it, but like it's the story or the writing just isn't that good.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, like I'll read it for free. Like it's something.
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, you will pay for it. I'm like, no.
I'm
wiping it from my memory.
I think it's like the thing is that in regards to like some of the writing, when it has like that level of writing, I'm like you have to be a little goofy with it, man. Like, or else I just don't care. Cause like your writing isn't good enough for me to be interested in like just the story of like it's a drama or something. If you're gonna have like mediocre writing, just make it goofy at that point. And, like, then I'll tolerate it more because I'm like, oh, I'm just having a good time. I'm just having a good laugh, you know. The characters are a bit silly or whatever. And that, generally speaking, kind of, like, soothes my disappointments in the writing a lot of the time.
Yeah, if I start laughing at it, whether they're trying to be goofy or not, or if they give me a pretty face, I'll stick with it.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's one that I'm, like, I think I'm about to start called, I've only read 1 chapter, but Red Hot Revenge. And, like, it seems like some trashy drama stuff that I'm not super interested in, but God, it's got that art where I'm like, all you characters look amazing. Oh!
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the art was the main drama factor.
Yeah. That's how it is for the most part for me. I mean, there's some that have, like, art styles that I'm not as impressed with, but I like the story enough, but for the most part, I mean, there's so much good art that I'm just like, alright, that's step 1. You get a pretty face on there, boom, you have me. And then I'll, you know, if you have good story, I'll stick around. If you don't, then, okay, in the bin.
Also, I guess this is technically a spoiler, but, like, it's literally on the cover art, so it's not really a spoiler.
Yeah, I know.
So, he gets this dragon egg. It hatches into this cute little dragon. I'm like, oh, look at the cute little dragon. And then it turns into a dragon girl. I'm like, I think I actually liked it better as a dragon. Like, she's pretty and whatnot, but it's like, first of all, literally just hatched.
Yeah.
So... there's issues.
It's the same issue that I had with Raptalia where I'm like, I want to like it, but also she is technically like 2 years old. She's level 18, but she's 2 years old. I'm confused.
Also, the dragon was just cute.
Yeah.
It's like you could just
there's
keep the dragon.
There's definitely a lot of over sexualization or like going into the waifu direction when they could have gotten away with just the cute direction. Because I've had that experience many a time where I'm like, oh, it's cute, and then they like try and wife it up, and I'm like,
Also, the aunt was plenty of fan service. You didn't.
Yeah, let's go.
Shout out to I think it's called Special Civil Servant.
Mm-hmm.
The like banner artwork that they use for like the pop up ad or whatever it is when you like open the app. I thought it was a BL, so I was like, maybe I'll check this one out because it had a dude with black hair and a dude with white hair, and I was like, that's a nice art style. Let me check it out. It wasn't BL. That was the same man.
But it was the same man? Oh.
It was the same
man. I was hoping at least it's like, romantic interest duel or something. No, it's the same dude.
But it's like his transformation or something makes him have white hair or something. I haven't gone to that part.
Okay.
But everyone else, him and everyone else looked pretty. So I was like,
They got you hooked. They had the good cut. They had the good ad.
I looked at the comments of the first.
Effective marketing.
I went to the first chapter only to look at the comments. And there were enough people who were like, okay, everyone in this webtoon is gorgeous. Or people were like, oh, the MC is actually like handsome this time. And other people being like, oh, this one's actually like really good. This is peak. And I'm just like, okay. I haven't read it in since, but I have read the first few chapters, and I can confirm everyone in it looks good, and they're all like working adult age.
Hey yo, that's what I'm saying. What is it, special civil servant?
Also, muscular mom. That's all I gotta say.
What? Oh, yeah.
How to get Alan to read.
Words muscular and mother or mom or mommy or any of the.
Another thing, I read like the first few chapters of Villainous Streamer. I wasn't gonna read it because I was like, okay, now we're just getting ridiculous here.
No,
Villainous Streamer, come on.
Nah, that sounds great.
Villainous. Villainous Streamer. It's just ORV, but what if it was a Otome Isekai, basically? The main character, she is developing an Otome game, and she gets poofed inside of it, and then her channel manager is this handsome pink-haired man, and from the beginning I was like, I've been crying for more pink-haired male leads, and just pink-haired people in general. So of course I'm gonna stick with this, and he has a dubious, shady attitude. Sign me up. Then a couple chapters later, he reveals just how much of a red flag he is in his red tuxedo that he's been wearing this whole time. And all
they tried to show you the red flag, and you just were like, I'm colorblind.
It's so funny watching the comments turn on him like that. In the first like 2 chapters, everyone's like, yes, pink-haired man, look how hot he is. I hope he's endgame. And the next chapter, he shows how much of a red flag he is, and suddenly the entire comment section is like, nope, get him out of here. He better not be endgame. Hate this man. Meanwhile, I'm still over here in my corner with like 2 other people.
Listen,
we're
listen,
still like,
all I'm gonna say. Look, I just think that means you're able to discern fiction from reality. It's fiction, baby. Let's go. It's fiction.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I have to be by default a stalwart
he's
defender.
The reason I'm still reading this webtoon.
I have to be the stalwart defender of the it's fiction angle, because otherwise, like, any of the tropes I am into become very questionable, because, like, I'm into some weird stuff. You can imagine what they are. There's a lot of weird stuff out there that I enjoy, that just I have a good time. It's like, just because I like a harem show or like a very dominant relationship, like in fiction, I think it's entertaining, doesn't mean I'd be interested in IRL. Like, I don't want an actual harem. Imagine the relationship dynamics of an actual harem.
You'd have to pay?
Exactly! Like, are you kidding me? No! Who's got the money or time for that? That's ridiculous.
Exactly.
And
me, for example, I don't like men in real life.
But it's like, but with fiction, man, it's
But the
fiction.
fictional ones are just...
Well, yeah, because they can literally make them perfect, too.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I do think, because part of that is like, on a more serious angle, I'm like, what worries me is the fact that the other people are turning on him so hard, because, like, it's a fictional villain character. Like, I hope you don't turn on people like this in IRL, because IRL, it's never this black and white, and there's either probably a reason, or you misinterpreted something, or like there's a whole host of reasons where you could get very offended by someone's actions without knowing the reason why they did those actions. And if you turn on them like that, no offense, you're the awful person. Like, you have to context, right? But with fiction, it's like, I get mixed feelings. It's like, on one hand, what else do I expect the comments to say? like if you can't control them and say like, oh, it should have been like more controlled or whatever. It's like people are having emotional reaction to character in story, like that is kind of the point. But on the other hand, I am like, I hope they don't get this dramatic this quickly in real life, because real life is different.
Yeah, but I feel like I have been seeing a lot more in online spaces, people being like, this isn't healthy, this is a red flag, get this out of my fiction.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like,
but that's the
those,
whole point of fiction.
I was gonna say
is
that's,
to explore the things that you're.
That was my point. Is like those people I worry about, because I'm like, are you unable to discern the difference between reality and fiction? Because like, even though there is a portrayal and there is a parallel to reality, so that you can relate to it to some degree, it is not meant to be reality. And like the villain is explicitly written to be a villain. There are I won't say very few, but there's definitely way less true, like, awful villain people in real life than you will consume reading fiction. Like, because in fiction, like, pretty much every story has, like, that generic, awful, bad guy with no reason to sympathize with him, or if there is a reason, it's not equivalent to the horrible misdeeds that they've done. Whereas real life, it's like, there are some awful people out there, but like there's a lot of reasonable people who do things that you might disagree with that are not awful people, And so I don't know.
And sure, sometimes I like reading a fictional representation of a nice, healthy relationship or healthy friendship.
Every once in a while.
But I do get tired of the misunderstanding trope from that.
Yeah, that's boring.
And there are certain like red flags that I'm just like, no, not even in fiction for me. But that's also personal taste.
Yeah, that's personal taste. That's why I never like.
And if I don't like it, I don't just read it, and I don't try and police. I try to maybe warn other people. But I don't say things like, "Oh, it's like you can't enjoy this."
The thing is, you have
I didn't enjoy.
The thing is, you have other actual friends that you like would want to warn, that their taste roughly, and you'd say, "Hey, I personally didn't care for this. I don't think you will." Like, whereas these people are like screaming into the void of like, "This is awful," and it's like, I mean, you didn't like it, but like,
it's free content on the internet.
Yeah, it's free content.
You don't have to read it.
I mean, I have to imagine there's just a lot of children on websites or something, like, because that's like, otherwise these are adults without fully functioning brains, because like it's crazy.
This is why I'm like, okay, I want more Otome games, but at the same time, gatekeep.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about gatekeeping, because like there are times where I'm like, yeah, we should gatekeep this, but there's other times where I'm like, y'all are gatekeeping way too hard.
And this is something I was kind of, not the gatekeeping, but this is something I was kind of thinking about earlier today even. It's like, as long as you know something's, like, bad, it's probably even healthy to sometimes, like, have that escape of enjoying something in fiction that you either disagree with in real life or would be bad. It's like,
exactly.
Sometimes you need to, like, let some steam off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's...
I don't know if it does let steam off, But
it's like, I have to be good all day. Like, sometimes it's nice to just enjoy something that is clearly wrong in fiction.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where I'm gonna say it again. It's a scale. It depends how much. Like, if this is your only venting, you should probably find other ways to like vent or participate in activities that are soothing to you. That like you shouldn't let it be the only thing. I think it's better to have a diverse range of things, but. Yeah, going back to the original thing, it's just like, the thing with us, it's like, part of my explanation for why I enjoy reading these crazy fictional things that are ridiculous is like, and why I don't like the vanilla, more standard stuff, is like, to be quite frank with people, I actually have real good friends. That if I want that, I go do it in real life. I go chat with my real friends. Like, I go enjoy those relationships in real life because I have those. And I wonder if, like, part of the, like, I worry about those people who are, like, don't have that, right? Is, like, is that the reason why you are like this? Because, like, I don't know. I have real friends. Good. I know that's easier said than done, but like,
and
would recommend.
In like the Otome game community, when I was more active on like the subreddit, whatever, and every now and then on Twitter, there's always some kind of drama on Twitter. But people will be like, "Oh, people who like yanderes, why do you like that? It's so gross and scary." And it's like, well, it's fiction.
Yeah.
It's a safe space to explore the thought of like, what would this be like?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not going out. We're not going out and seeking these types of people.
Yeah,
this is like it's words on,
yeah.
on a screen.
There's a few different angles you can take with it. It's like it can be an interesting thought experiment.
It's more exciting, or what have you. Also, people have different tastes.
Yeah, I think it's like because it's an over exaggeration of a positive trait that makes it into a bad trait. Like, you would want a significant other who cares about you. You wouldn't want a significant other who cares about you so much that he murders your whole family, or that she murders your whole family, or you, right? Like, it's an over exaggeration of, again, what would be a positive attribute in a moderated sense, and it's fun to explore that. And in some cases, it's fun as a thought experiment. Especially, I've seen it done a couple of times where I've really thought of it interesting, where they really toe the line of, like, figuring out for yourself, where would I feel uncomfortable with this? Like, where would I draw the line? At what point do the flags start becoming red? Like, because
what if you're colorblind?
All those flags looking green to me, baby!
What if red's my favorite color?
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier.
It can be a fun thought experiment, because I've seen some where they, like, slowly reveal the, like, negative aspects. And so it starts off as, like, a positive thing, and then they, like, slowly, it's like, oh, that's a little bit of an over-encroachment. Oh, that's a little weird. Oh, that's a little awkward. And then eventually, like, there's this big reveal of, like, oh, it turns out they're really awful, right? But, like, it's fun to see where, like, figuring out where you want to draw the line and figuring out what things you are comfortable and not comfortable with. And also, I mean, there's been so many things where I'm like, I'm like, oh, this is great. And then I think about, like, it happening in real life, and I'm like, that is awful. It's a good thing this is fiction. And, like, it took me having to, like, step aside and, like, think about it in real life separately and realize, like, yeah, no, that if I thought about that in real life, that would not be good. I do not think I would like that.
But I can enjoy it in here as much as I want.
Just keep it in the dome. Keep it in the dome, people. Yeah.
It's like when I see a character and I'm like, oh, they could step on me and I would thank them.
Yeah.
In reality, don't 6 feet. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
6 feet.
Yeah. More than 6 feet.
I don't care that we're
10-foot pole at least.
6 feet away from me. Do not touch me. Do not breathe the same air.
Yeah. There's a lot of those, especially in stuff. Again, it's like, I'm into some weird stuff. You can imagine what you want, but I'm into some weird stuff, and yeah, no, most of it is like, yeah, no. Anyways.
And like whenever those of us in like the Otome community see these people crying about like, ooh, he's a red flag, we're just like,
I always do wonder, like, the interesting thing to me is seeing, like, do people
unless they're talking about Yori from Illusion of Itehari, he is a red flag, and there's nothing redeeming about that man.
I just, like,
finish the route, nothing redeeming about that man.
I just, like, wonder with, again, these people who, like, does it, because, like, I just don't understand it. Like, does it feel good to, like, rant about it on, like, a comment post? Like, does that do something? Because for me, it's like,
maybe it is cathartic for them. I don't know.
Like, the only thing I can relate it to where I can, like, sort of feel it is, like, being like, someone's being toxic in League and, like, wanting to, like, type out a flaming message of, like, you're gonna flame me while you're feeding your butt off and you're being toxic and you're just saying, like, slurs or something. But even then, most of the time I will, like, backspace and just not send it and just be like, no, that's toxic and it's not gonna make me feel better. Because, like, I feel like you hit send and you don't feel better because all you did was hit send, right? Like, there was no, like, moment of, like, yeah, like, I need to go, like, punch a punching bag or something. Like, I'm the vent. Like, I don't want to, like, type something like, I sent that text message. I got him. I got that whole community. I'm in the right. Like that, I just
Yeah.
don't get that.
I mean, they're the same kind of people who comment on YouTube videos. It's like
Right, that's what I mean. Social media is like such a weird foreign construct to me because I've never like understood. I understand like I too am addicted to the social media of like doom scrolling and like just seeing what's happening, but I've never understood the like actually commenting or like replying to like the void type beat. I just
Yeah.
I never got that.
People just don't realize how small of a percentage the people on social media actually like comprise of in regular society.
Yeah.
Like if you could very easily like go up to anyone on the street and mention something that you have seen a lot,
Yeah.
and they'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and like a few good thought exercises. I mean, this is a super common thing where in like psychological / mental thing, it's been noted that like people don't work off. The reason why social media is so addictive and like all these feeds and stuff is so ridiculous and why you get like so worked up over it is like human brains are not meant to comprehend like scale. Like they're like stuck in like the village era of like I have my village of 30 people era. Mm-hmm. And so like taking in information from a whole society of like millions of people is like you don't see a few bad aspects and think, oh, that's a few bad aspects in a population of 350 million. Your brain doesn't register that. It registers there are 5 bad instances in my group of less than 100 people, and like that's like 5%. That's pretty bad, right? Mm-hmm. Like it just doesn't comprehend that well. So yeah, that's why. But like again, the whole commenting thing, I don't know. That's why I've never been like a frequent poster on social media of any kind. It's just
I mean, like, even between, like, me and my friend, we're
Mm-hmm.
both chronically online.
Yeah.
But even still, I'll be like, oh, I'll reference a meme that I've seen a bunch.
Yeah. And
she won't have any idea what it is because we're differently chronically online.
Yeah. The case in point, the God of War meme that I brought up. I was like, hey, have you guys seen this, by the way? Just because it's been popping up on my feed a lot. And I realized that, like, it's within this niche of like shorts about Zenless Zone Zero, and it's within like, that specific niche. And as soon as I click on one, it's gonna feed me more because it knows I like that.
And the thing is, like, I have consumed God of War content and Zenless Zone
Zero
content,
but I knew that you might not
YouTube Shorts,
right? But
and I still haven't seen
exactly
it.
like. And another like going back to the thought experiment of like a fun thought experiment is thinking about some of the most popular. A channel is considered huge and large if it's got like 1 million+ subscribers. And then realizing that, like, there's, like, 350 million people, plus, I think way more than that now, in the U.S. alone. And these are global platforms. Like, we are talking 0.0000001% of the population has seen these things. Like, it's not a collective thing. It's a collective in this niche of the internet thing. Yeah. And the internet doesn't even encompass all people. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I think early on, when I was looking into the online lads community, there's like a new drama every day in the lads community. It's terrible. It's always like the same things over and over again. But like people would be like, oh, like spread the word about this. The game's definitely gonna end soon. And I'm like,
the good old
like for a split second, like early on, I was like, oh no, his lad's gonna be okay. And then I'm like, first of all, it's based in China. Yeah. I am not in China. Yep. The people talking about this drama or issue or whatever, also not in China, on Twitter, in the lads community, in Otome game. Like, do you realize how small, like, even people who are in the lads community and on Twitter doesn't guarantee that they're gonna see you talking about this game-ending issue that you've discovered. Yeah. And even the ones that do see are not necessarily gonna agree with you right away. Yeah. So even if you're like, oh, boycott the game from, like, starting now, everyone boycott the game, it's gonna end. Like, first of all, they don't care. Yeah. The developers don't care about the global audience. Well, they care about their China audience because those are the biggest spenders on the game.
Yeah. I would caveat. I think they care some about the global audience. They just don't care enough to like change the game fundamentally or like a minor complaint. But also, they don't care about hecklers, which is what these people are.
Yeah.
I mean, like a large. You see some stuff.
One of the Japanese voice actors.
Yeah, it's like I've seen some stuff of like people complaining about games, like specifically gacha games seem to attract a lot of attention. But like, I've just realized that like most of these people that like to complain about these games do not even actually play the games. Like they are just complaining to the void, or are so addicted that they're complaining and they're just complaining to complain, and they will stay an addicted fucking monkey like me and play every day and complain about the same things and do nothing about it.
like whenever I see stuff like that, I'm just like, okay, I've been to in-person events. For this game. Do you have any idea like how few people are actually on your side?
Yeah.
Like the majority of people who play the game
just having
like
a good time.
Just using lads as an example, we're just here to look at our pretty husband on the screen.
Also,
and like sometimes we gather in person and we're like,
look at my
pretty husband, isn't he great? And we're like, yeah, your husband, the best. My husband, also the best. All of our husbands, bless them. Look at them.
Yeah.
Look at them working out. Look what he chose to wear today.
Yeah.
You know, isn't that great?
Yeah. And it's like we all it's this collective delusion that we can all embrace of like, you know, he didn't wake up and choose this outfit. It was a random number generator. It picked this one. It was a 1 to 10. Roll the dice.
But us being humans, we like to anthropomorphize everything.
It's fun. It's a good
do.
time.
We just
but
long
imagine
for...
if instead of rolling the dice, it spun the revolver.
Honestly,
spin the revolver.
I can see Silas doing that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's just funny because also like again these hecklers. It's like 1, they might not play the game. 2, if they do play the game, they probably don't even spend on the game. Or 3, if they do spend on the game, they are still spending on the game, and despite all their comments, are not stopping. Because if they did, they would just make the resolution to themselves that they're not going to spend money on this game and be done with it, or not play it, and like, because that is... News alert to those of you who don't know, the best way to show your disappointment or frustration in a thing is to just not spend money on it anymore, and that will get the message. Their goal is to make money. They are a company. They want to make money, and if you don't give them money, that is the best signal you can give, and honestly, you're gonna save yourself some mental energy, because then you're like, alright, I'm done. I'm not invested in it. I'm not spending money, because they did a thing I disagree with, so I'm gonna do one of the millions and billions of other things that I could be doing with my life. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there.
I think the best example of this that I've seen was, I think it was for the anniversary update. So Caleb and MC leans very heavily into like step sibling area.
About those weird things that I said. As an only child, I'm allowed.
That some people don't like. And it's been obvious from the beginning. If you actually like play the game and actually like read the game instead of just looking at the character and going off of other people's like whatever they say about it. Yeah. But also like, you know, issues with like English localization censoring things up to this point. But like with the anniversary update, the like sci-fi cards that were released, they like really more heavily leaned into it. Like, hey, this is the trope. And so that caused a lot of people who were like, la 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 la. I don't see it. La la. That's not you guys are lying. Caused a lot of them to be like, I don't like Caleb anymore. And so I saw this one post where someone was like, unbelievable. I've been a fan of Caleb since day one, and now they released this. What am I gonna do with all of this merch? The top comment was like, yo, are you gonna like put this on Etsy or something? Cause,
like, I'll buy it.
I'll buy it all.
I'll buy it all.
The original person was like, I'm switching to Xavier from now on. Like, so
you selling the merch or not?
Like, I'll buy it off of you right now.
Yeah. No, it's always a good time seeing those. But one thing I will say, they have developed a skill. These people. These are master class. Like, bro, make a rage baiting Olympics for these people, because they be masters of it. They know just the buttons to hit when typing out a message to, like, get my initial neurons be to, like, about to scream, and then I'm like, they're rage baiting. They're rage baiting. It's not real. It's not real. Rage baiters, screw you. I hate you. You're good at what you do, and I hate you for it, because you're not good for the world, and it makes me upset.
Yeah, I'm especially susceptible to rage bait, especially if someone's
the thing they're finding is more and more is that
the thing is,
everyone is.
My personality is, someone gave wrong information. I want to inform them that their information is incorrect.
Yeah, that's human tendency. It
comes from a desire to be, like, helpful, not to be, whatever.
Yeah.
And freaking Jacob has been driving me crazy.
Oh god, is he a rage baiter?
Yes.
I mean, why did I even bother asking? I know Jacob is a rage baiter. I know this.
I don't know how much you know about how he just, like...
He'll say some stuff.
Well, not even saying stuff. He just, like, constantly makes sounds or sings sections of songs or whatnot. So he I'll give an example, which is also what I was originally
What originally made you think of this?
So he recently played through Metal Gear Solid Revengeance.
Yeah.
And...
I say like I played the game.
Got to the final boss, and the final boss has a really good theme song.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it started out as Jacob just didn't know the words, or if it started out as rage bait. But he just goes, "It begins, I realize," all the time. And at one point I was like, it's standing here, right? And he was like, "Oh, okay." And then so, like, once or twice he'd go, "Standing here," and then he just went back to "It begins," and I'm like, are you trying to rage bait me? At one point...
Does he pass... I wonder, is he passively rage... Like, is he even thinking about it? Does he just passively rage bait?
Part of it is just, like... That's just, like, a thing he does, is he just, like, says... He gets something in his head, he just says it over and over.
That's what I mean, like, he's got, like, this passive rage bait filter in his brain.
And then... So, like, it's not... I don't think it comes from a desire to rage bait. It just comes from, like, a tick. And then... But he does enjoy rage baiting. So when the two align, it amplifies.
Yeah. You know what?
And I literally, like...
Skill synergy.
I was on a Discord call with them the other day. And Gretchen came by and was like, "Hey, we're going to Track or Costco or something. In a few minutes." And Jacob was doing it. I was just like, "I'm leaving the call. I can't be bothered."
Yeah.
And so then the next day I told him, like, "By the way, the reason I left the call that day was because I couldn't stand you doing that anymore." And he stopped since. So, like, he is reasonable.
Okay, I was gonna say, honestly, more respect to him. At least he's in it for the love of the game, man. He's rage baiting for the love of the game. The thing that I get frustrated is, like, a lot of this is, like, at least engagement bait on some of the things is, like, purely a monetary thing. It's like, oh, you are just awful if you're... And maybe they're not awful. Maybe they're living in a third world country where this is their only form of income and US dollars are especially valuable compared to foreign currencies. But... Like, man, doing it just for money is like, I don't got respect for that. Unless you are the exact situation I described of being in a country where your currency is so devalued and so awful compared to the US dollar, and this is how you get by. Nah, just rage baiting for money is awful. I hope you didn't have a topic prepared, because we are an hour 24 deep. Did you want us to do it, or do you want to save it for next time?
It's kind of March dependent, so...
Alright, well, hit us with it. I guess. How quick is this? I'm on March. I don't like that look.
I don't know.
Hit us with... What is the premise? Just hit us with the summary.
March is Women's History Month. Ooh, Women's History Month. That's why I'm wearing purple, because it's the color of Women's History Month. So I just thought we would educate all of us.
Okay.
Because I don't even know that much about it.
Yeah.
I know some things, so I have some, like, a brief history of Women's History Month and some trivia questions.
The history of the History Month?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just like that's confusing in my brain for some reason. Continue.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, it started, at least in the U.S., it started in California.
Not surprising.
I need to bring up the Wikipedia page. I was trying to use the official Women's History Month website, but it doesn't like mobile.
I was gonna say things like that are typically they're small. They're usually maybe not smaller independent efforts, but like generally speaking, they don't have a lot of effort put behind stuff like that. Unfortunately,
I mean, it was a nice looking website. It just sometimes it would bug and I couldn't scroll.
Well, that's what I mean in terms of like the actual, you know, again, it'll work at a functional level, but like mobile integration or other things. I mean, and this is true of, to be clear, a lot of different things. Like there's a lot of things where it's just like, yeah, you know, they're doing it to educate or to spread the word or whatever, but there's not like money behind this, so it's gonna be under engineered effectively, and that's just how it is.
At least there's no mobile disintegration.
Whoa. Anyways, in the U.S., Germany, and Australia, March is international. If it's only 3 nations, I guess it's not completely international,
Well,
but
it's between
International just means
Yeah.
between more than one country.
International Women's Month. In a couple countries, it's in like October, but in the U.S., it's March right now, which is Women's History Month.
Yeah.
It started just one day. Women's History Day, which is March 8th, the day before my birthday.
In fairness, I think we need to go back to this system because, like, there's only 12 months in the year. Every month is a month of something, and I'm like, that's cool, but we should, like, it feels more important when it's a single day, too. Like, bro, my eyes glaze over every time they tell me it's something month.
Yeah, but
I'm
a
just
whole
like,
month gives you more time to, like, spread
make
out
it a week!
activities
Make
and
it a week or
festivities.
something! A month is too long. My brain just doesn't even
No.
register it as that month anymore. Because, like, you tell me it's Women's History Month, and, like, this is the first I've heard! And it's late March! It's March 21st right now! And this is the first I've heard of it! And February was probably the month of something else that I don't remember.
Yeah, it was.
That's my point. When you make it the entire month, nobody registers it except for the people who are really passionate about it. And if the idea is to spread awareness, just make it like a week or a day, and that way it's significant.
Man has opinion about Women's History Month.
This is about all
Alright,
the
that's
months
fine, it's
categorizations. Okay. Don't make this out to be me as being
No.
sexist.
I'm just
I know. I'm just like for
I'm rage baiting.
yeah, I'm being rage bait.
No, but I do kind of agree. It's like, are you saying there's only 12 things that are important?
That's my point. Is it's so limited? There are only 12 months.
I think months can be different things.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
but at
at
that point,
once.
But then
it's
diminishes
again. It's
from the other
diminished. It's
things.
if you have it
I
be
can
a specific.
set this up. Stop yelling
I-
at me.
I-
I'm yelling at you.
We're yelling at the
with
concept.
you.
Can I get on with my topic,
Yes.
please?
No.
Okay, I declare myself the winner of this episode.
We did his yap, but we could do another Gretchen episode.
Gretchisode.
We did not. Okay, I feel like every time we combine Gretchen's name with like another word, it just comes out, or I'm like, we shouldn't say that.
No, I don't
like
think there's anything wrong with Gretchisode.
Gretchen's. I don't know. It just doesn't sound right.
Anyways.
Grepisode? Grepisode? There we
I feel like now you're just testing the waters to find something that will sound bad.
Gretchicide.
Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
so March 8th is International Women's Day,
Mm-hmm.
and Sonoma County, California, is where the week-long celebration started, and
Okay.
then it grew to the whole month of March being
Mhm.
Women's History Month.
Mm-hmm.
In 1978, that's when it started.
That's a long time ago. Holy cow!
Yeah.
Let's go. It didn't mean
Not
much back
that
then,
long.
didn't? Wait. Oh. Bruh, my brain heard 78 and was registering, there's another 7 there, 1778. And I was like, that's a long time ago. I was so surprised. And then I realized my brain went back and fact-checked itself and was like, wait, no, she said 1978. That was not that long ago.
Yeah,
That was like 50 years ago.
Yeah, 1978.
Okay, never mind.
I mean,
That's not that long
the
ago.
Oscars
I mean, it's
were-
more than twice my age, but...
The Oscars were recently, and we're still having, in 98 years of the Oscars happening, we're still having women's firsts for categories. So,
Interesting.
In 2026. Anyways, it was championed by a woman by the name of Gerda Lerner and the National Women's
That name sounds
History
familiar.
Alliance.
Wait, I feel like I recognize that.
It was recognized as. So the week-long observance just in Sonoma County was 1978.
Okay.
But nationally,
Mm-hmm.
the week-long observance happened in 1980, and then the month was 1987
Mm-hmm.
when that started happening.
Okay.
1987.
And then spread internationally after that, according to Wikipedia.
I feel like they should have kept it to the 1 week. The 1 week sounds good to me. Like,
Whatever.
Women's Week, that would be so sick. Then I would actually remember when it
Although
was.
I just think it's fun and interesting that my birthday is in the same month as Women's
But what
History
about all
Month.
the women who weren't born
And
in
the
that
day-
month?
And the day
Think
after.
about how they feel, Gretchen.
And the day after, my birthday's the day after International Women's Day.
Are you
Uh-huh.
saying
And
you're
also
the
my
avatar
favorite-
of women?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, are you...
My favorite color is the official color of Women's History Month.
Gretchen is the embodiment of
I am
all
the
women.
I speak. I am the Lorax. I speak for the women.
I mean, you certainly do for this podcast, at least. Like, we're not women. That is cool.
I guess I don't have to
that was a
go
lot more
into
recent.
all of the nitty gritty of how it began, but
I don't hit the
They-
nitty gritty. Thank you.
I don't deserve that applause.
No, you do. You put yourself out there.
at least in the
You
U.S.
put that on the internet.
At least in the U.S., Women's History Month traces its beginnings all the way back to the first International Women's Day in 1911.
Oh, okay, so it goes as far back as 1911. Okay, that
wasn't like widely officially recognized until
Right.
the 80s, 70s, 80s.
okay. That is wildly recent, but
It
that
took
tracks
forever.
for the civil rights. It's interesting thinking about how recent the civil rights and women's liberty movements were. Like in the grand scheme of like even just the U.S. as a country. Like that is like very recent history. Actually, that is more recent than World War II, which we still like talk about. So yeah, like that. It's just interesting thinking about those things.
I think it was also one example, like my mom, when she got married, she couldn't open a bank account on her own without her spouse.
Mm-hmm.
But now we can open a bank, like that recently.
Yeah, no, it's interesting.
And then there was a march in Berkeley.
Mm-hmm.
In 1969. We skipped from 1911 to 1969.
It had to be on 69, didn't it?
Uh-huh.
Can we? No. I hear
The
that.
organizer thought it was unfair for half the human race to have only one day a year. And so it was expanded to the week.
It came from a good place. I understand their intention. I think it has unfortunately, because think about it this way. I know and remember Mother's Day, Father's Day, that stuff like that. Those Christmas single days, I remember that stuff because I'm like, it's that one day, and I best be remembering it. It's like if there's one day you treat your mama right or your papa right.
Every year. They're like something.
But you know
like
it's there
Sunday.
because it's one day, and you
guess.
don't want to mess it up.
But it's 1 month. It's the same month every year.
But my point is I'm like, but now because you spread it out into a month, I'm like, it's Women's Month. What do? Do I be like, good for women every day of the month, or like, I feel like that should just be a normal thing.
No one's asking you.
I know, but I'm saying, make it special. I want it to be special. I think it should be special.
It's time for people to like put art exhibits together.
Okay.
Or put events together, hold a festival, do a whatever. Museums are doing things.
I mean,
Well,
the thing is, you can still do that.
You
just have to plan
time.
ahead.
Yeah.
You have a whole year. What are you talking about?
I did decide this, okay?
I
Leave
know,
me alone.
I know, but you're defending it. You don't have to defend it like this.
Well, I disagree with you, so I don't know.
Well, that's why I'm challenging your
I
arguments.
think it's cool.
I think it's cool. I think it would feel more valuable if it was a shorter duration. That is my only argument.
Yeah, because when it's one day, it's like, oh, if you miss that day, you're screwed. So you got to do it on that day.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
It's like, oh, I have the whole rest of the month, and also
you just don't think about it. Like again, I couldn't tell you any of the months of like the special months aside from. Is it July? See, I can't even tell. June or July?
June is Pride Month.
Yeah, I can't remember. I couldn't remember if it was June or July.
June.
Okay, that.
Because that's my birthday month.
Yeah, and I.
That's why I remember it.
Like when you spread it out over the whole month, I just feel like, I don't know. And at least from my practical experience, and I'm not everybody, so like if we go find some data saying like, hey, it's better as a month, I'm open to that. But just from my personal experience, like when you spread it out over the month, I'm kind of like, I'll just straight up forget it. I don't even remember. I remember December is the month with Christmas in it.
November is Alan's.
November's my birthday month. I remember the months in which a specific day happens. I do not remember the whole month as a category other than that it is a month. Months are months. People die when they are killed and months are months, baby. Anywho, sorry, I keep interrupting. I do feel bad for interrupting.
Yeah, and Women's History Month.
Typical man interrupting no woman.
I know. Mansplaining months to me.
Mansplaining months.
Month-splaining.
Month-splaining. John! Gretchen, you can't... That you just got John is so ridiculous. Oh, that was so good. Oh.
Anyways, I hope you guys studied.
Monster cheese.
I didn't study.
These are multiple choice.
Oh! Hell yeah, I'm great at these.
There's a lot of them, so I won't go through all of them. But let's see.
Here's with Gretchen's top 9 greatest hits of all time.
Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize?
Oh. Oh, I couldn't tell you the first person.
Your option? You have 3 options.
No, wait, no.
I think I'll know it.
Prize. I could tell you.
You have 3 options.
Okay. Oh, right. Multiple choice. I'm locking in.
A. Rosa Parks.
Okay.
B. Marie Curie. Or C. Florence Nightingale.
Marie Curie.
Yeah.
Yeah? I'm so good!
Can you tell me what it was for?
She discovered Mercury.
I forget, but it was a scientific discovery, if I recall correctly.
Physics and chemistry.
Yeah. Okay. That's why I know about it, because I recognize it from my science textbook in chemistry, I think it was. Mm-hmm. That's why I recognize the name. I was like, oh, I know that name. That name I know. Rosa Parks I knew wasn't correct. And, because, I mean, hers was I guess they do give out Nobel Prizes now for a bunch of different categories, but back then, probably when they would have awarded it, I think it was mostly just like a scientific award thing. I don't know that much about Nobel Prizes. I do know the person who made them, but I couldn't tell you like anything about people who have won it. But I know the guy who made it. Yeah, and exactly. I know the guy who made it and why he made it, because bro was a good dude. He felt bad because he made dynamite. Like he felt bad because he made dynamite and it was awful.
Okay. Amelia Earhart was the first woman to climb Mount Everest.
No.
Oh wait, okay.
Fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, that's the one.
Or win an Olympic gold medal.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. We all know the answer to that one. Was fly across the Atlantic.
Who was the first black woman elected to the U.S. Congress in 1968?
Oh shoot.
A. Kamala Harris.
No.
B. Shirley Chisholm. 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 I don't know how to pronounce that. Or C. Rosa Parks.
Oh my God. Rosa Parks was not elected to the U.S. Senate or House of Representatives. I don't think.
I'm gonna say B.
So it was
A. Kamala Harris. B. Shirley Chisholm.
I'm gonna say B. I want to say B.
Yeah.
I think it was Kamala Harris is way too recent. She's not old.
She doesn't
particularly.
seem that old.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's not that old, and so like yeah, Just, I mean, if it was her, then like either she's way older than I thought, or like we are a disappointment as a society because like what the hell?
60
Yeah, plus.
at least. Like,
Yeah.
that's like the minimum.
Yeah. Anywho,
Okay.
we're what 3 for 3 or now? There was a fly.
Yeah,
That's what I was swatting at.
Ada Lovelace is known for A. Writing the first computer program, B. Inventing the telephone, or C. Discovering radium.
I'm gonna go with C. This might be my first wrong answer. I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll go with A to make it spicy.
Could be A. That was my other
That's
guess.
correct. Writing the first computer program.
Hey! Don't. Do I deserve it? You
I don't
got
know
it
what we're
right.
doing.
I got it wrong. Fist bump. Yeah. One of us got it right.
You did this, and I was like, hand signal, do something.
Okay. Who was the first woman to serve as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? A. Margaret Thatcher, B.
She's the most famous one.
Indira Gandhi, or C. Angela Merkel.
I mean, Margaret Thatcher is.
Parks.
Yeah. Margaret Thatcher is like the most notable name that I actually recognize who that is, but I want to say she was not the first one. But it might have been. I might get
What was
this
the
one wrong
third one
again.
again?
I think it was the third
Angela
one.
Merkel.
I'm gonna go guess Merkel. Lord of Bones. For those Baldur's Gate 3.
I'm gonna go A because I'm being different from Alan because I don't know.
That's correct.
Oh my god, I should just pick A! This is ridiculous!
And also that was silly. Well, I guess I recognized the name Angela Merkel, but I don't know what that is. What's a Merkel?
They don't tell.
Okay.
The Lord of Bones.
Who was the first woman to fly in space?
Ooh.
A. Sally Ride, B. Valentina Tereshkova, or C. Mae Jemison.
I want to say C. Mae Jemison.
I'm gonna say Sally Ride because I recognize that name.
It was B. Valentina
Aw.
Tereshkova. Can you guess what year?
Well, we first went
Give
to
you a
space
hint.
in
It's
the
in the
50s, right? Right? That was when, in general, we first went to space. So I'm
I think
guessing
so.
like 60s. 1964, because I like the number 64.
94.
Probably not that
1
soon.
year off is 1963.
Oh, shoot, I was close! Yo! Let's go.
63 for gender bending.
Hey, rule 63, that's right.
I actually saw a clip about like when women were first starting to go up and like participate in the space
Mhm.
program, and all of the engineers were like, "How are they gonna go to the bathroom? How are they gonna do this?" And the women were like,
We're just
The
gonna
same.
go to the bath. I know, it's there. I will say, it is funny seeing some of the discourse over differences between genders for a lot of stuff. It's like, men have a tendency, some men, I should specify, have a tendency to like overanalyze / overthink or overworry about differences when it's like, nah, I mean, they're just, they've been doing it for a while. I mean, they're women, they deal with it.
I remember, I don't remember which astronaut this was, but there's another woman astronaut who, I guess, like, when the people, like, organizing the space trip or whatever,
Mhm.
they're like, oh, but, like, what if one of the women has that period? Like, how many tampons do you guys need? 1,000? And
1,000?
like,
1,000?
she's like,
Tell me you haven't taken a biology class without telling me you haven't taken a biology class. Or human
I don't
physiology.
remember if it was like exactly like that.
Uh-huh.
It was like, do you
Right,
need,
but it
like,
was a ridiculous
100?
amount, yeah.
Or like 1,000 to like, no, we don't.
So that
No.
is so funny. That is so funny to me. Just that is like not peak, but like true just overthinking, overcomplicating. The answer is talk to a woman and ask.
Okay,
That is funny.
Rosa Parks is best known
She's back
for
again. Oh my god. No, we can't be failing. This would be a failing of general history if you don't know this one.
leading the Seneca Falls Convention, refusing to give up her bus seat in Montgomery, Alabama, or writing the Declaration of Sentiments.
It's B. It's B. It's B. It's 100% B.
Who founded the National Organization for Women in 1966? I don't even know this. So.
Wow, you did
What
all
are
that
our
while playing
options?
first base?
Yeah. Betty Friedan, Gloria Steinem, or Susan B. Anthony?
Ooh,
Susan B. Anthony is a
sounds
familiar name.
That
Wait, so
sounds
can
like,
you repeat the names?
That sounds like a feminist.
Betty Friedan, Gloria Steinem, or Susan B.
That
Anthony?
also sounds familiar. Susan B. Anthony, I
Keep in mind,
recall the name.
this was in 1966.
Yeah. Susan B. Anthony sounds like a familiar name, but I don't think that was it. I'm gonna go with. Screw it. I neglected picking A a lot of the time.
I'm going C.
It was A. Betty Friedan.
Well, that was gonna be my last answer. So.
Me popping off on the women's history quiz.
Okay. Malala Yousafzai is known for advocating for environmental conservation, women's education, or space exploration.
The three options were space exploration, women's education, and
environmental conservation.
I'm gonna go women's education.
I'm gonna hit up A again.
Because I have never heard that name, and I took an environmental science class in high school.
Oh, well, I may have made a mistake.
It was women's education.
I thought it would be too obvious. I thought I was like, it's a Women's History Month quiz. Like that's too obvious, right?
Alan, they put Rosa Parks in like every
Right. I forgot how often Rosa Parks showed up in this quiz. I should have known.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute. Didn't we just ask this question? Who was the first woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize? Mother Teresa, Bertha von Suttner, or Jane Addams?
I'm gonna go with Mother Teresa.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go with Mother Teresa.
It was Bertha von Suttner.
Darn!
Bertha.
In 1905.
Hey, let's go. What was it for?
It doesn't say.
I feel like they should tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, Google. What did Bertha Suttner win a Nobel Peace Prize for? That was the name, right? Bertha Suttner?
There's a von in the middle, but...
Oh, Bertha von Suttner was awarded the blah 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 for her courageous opposition to the horrors of war.
Leading figure in the international peace movement and the author of the influential anti-war novel "Lay Down Your Arms."
Die Waffen nieder.
But what time? I feel like what time it's during will tell us a lot about what war it's talking about.
Yeah, 1905.
1905. Right. It was in 1905. That's before the First World War. So it must have been just some European conflict, I assume.
Probably.
I don't know enough about European history. Ignorant American. Hell, I don't even know that much about what was going on in the 1900s in the U.S.
Well, so it sounds like she's talking about, or it sounds like she's German.
Yeah.
Based on the name.
Yeah.
And the title.
Yeah.
So something German.
Well, but I'm what was the U.S. doing in the 1900s? I don't know, like before war. Because the thing is, my knowledge of history encapsulates like the founding of our country and the period like from the start of World War I after, and then like I think before World War I there was like the Roaring '20s, and like that's my knowledge. Like anything before then or in between those two spaces, I have no idea what happened.
World War I was like 1914, right?
Yeah, it was in the teens.
Oh wait, it was in the teens? Okay, so it was before the Roaring '20s. The Roaring '20s was in between after, and then there was the Great Depression, and then there was World War II.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mixed up the order.
You're messing with the order.
Who discovered the structure of DNA alongside
I know
James
this.
Watson and Francis Crick?
I know this.
Your options are Rosalind Franklin, Marie Curie, or Lise Meitner.
It was the first one, I believe. I could be wrong. It might have been Marie Curie.
Well, I'm gonna go for B because
It's either A or
I
B.
can't just copy
It
Alan.
was Rosalind Franklin.
I was right. Okay, I was like, I recognized the first and the second name, but I can't remember what the second name. But that was already an answer for something else. So I was like,
Could be both.
it could have been both. And I was willing to take that risk. But given the quiz, man, I mean. I
I'm
learned my lesson.
randomly skipping over some because I like the questions better.
Okay.
So it sounds like it's not random.
Whatever. We already asked that one. Which woman developed the first effective treatment for leprosy?
Ooh.
Florence Nightingale, Alice Ball, or Clara Barton?
Oh, I'm gonna go A.
I feel like Alan knows something.
I'm gonna explain afterwards, but it's a very stupid thing that might be incorrect, but it's funny.
I'm gonna go C.
It was B.
Fuck.
Alice Ball.
I was going off of the fact that Florence Nightingale in Fate Grand Order is like a nurse outfit or something, or like there's some nurse stuff going on in FGO.
No, the actual Florence Nightingale
was a nurse.
Well-known.
Okay, so I had a connection. It just wasn't right.
She's just not the only.
She's just not the only. Darn.
Which woman invented the first compiler for a computer programming language?
Ooh, this is cool.
Grace Hopper, Ada Lovelace, or Katherine Johnson?
I don't know this because
Grace Hopper.
of all the one that wasn't the last one that wasn't the one that John chose, just to be different.
So Katherine Johnson.
No, that wasn't the last one. Katherine Johnson was the last one you said. So the other one.
So Ada Lovelace?
Yeah,
Ada
that one,
Lovelace.
sure.
Person who
Grace
wrote the
Hopper.
first computer program, as we discussed
It was
earlier.
Grace Hopper.
Do you have a memory that stretches back that far?
Grace Hopper.
Grace Hopper.
Is the
So
Okay.
I'm right.
So John's right, yeah.
I was like, hoppers are in Minecraft, and they do computer program.
No! No! No, that cannot be how you came to that conclusion.
So it must be Grace Hopper.
No!
Who was the first African American woman to travel to space?
Oh.
Your options are Mae Jemison, Katherine Johnson, or Dorothy Vaughan.
It's gotta be A or C.
I'm gonna say A.
I'll say C to be different.
It was A.
Okay.
Mae Jemison. I have like a vivid mental image of like a section about this woman from a textbook from like elementary or middle school.
That's what it was.
Like I can see like the low res picture on the page.
Yeah.
Who was the first woman to receive a medical degree in the United States? Elizabeth Blackwell, Clara Barton, or Florence Nightingale?
Florence Nightingale.
No, that one's European. That one's European. I think. Maybe it's not. Maybe it isn't. Maybe I don't know. B.
No. It was A.
Darn.
That was my other guess. Look, because Florence Nightingale is in Fate Grand Order, and in Fate Grand Order is just...
Who wrote the novel Pride and Prejudice?
Oh.
Your options are
I think I should recognize the name.
Jane Austen, Emily Bronte, or Virginia Woolf.
I don't recognize the name.
I'm gonna say
Unfortunate.
Jane Austen.
I'll go the wolf. Yes.
It was Jane Austen.
Why are you so good at guessing? You're like, I don't know, but I'm gonna guess this.
Well, because I recognize the name.
Oh, you did recognize the name.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you said you didn't.
No, that was you.
Oh, okay. I'm hearing myself think, and it's other people speaking in my voice.
I just
and
said
yeah.
I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Because I was like, I recognize the name. I don't know if it's necessarily this, but like it might.
Who was the first woman to win an Olympic gold medal?
I feel like Serena Williams too recent.
Yeah, the name does sound very recent, but also I'm gonna say.
Well, I know who Serena Williams is. That's why I'm like, I know. I'm pretty sure it's too recent. Sorry, what were the other two options?
A was Wilma Rudolph, B Serena Williams, and C Charlotte Cooper.
I'm gonna go Charlotte Cooper. We'll get that.
That's
Okay.
correct.
Serena Williams is a super famous tennis player. She is like still relevant today.
Yeah.
She's way too young.
That was in 1900.
I still think it's Serena Williams.
Fun fact, women weren't allowed to participate in sports because people thought that if they exercised too much, women's organs would fall out.
What?
And so women weren't allowed to participate in marathons for a very long time.
It is so crazy, the conclusions that humans came to back in the day without knowing. They're like, yeah, that does seem like her organs do seem like they would fall out, huh? Like
I don't remember.
How did they come to that?
I don't remember her name, but one of the first women to participate in a marathon, like she had the male runners formed like a protective barrier around
protect
her
the woman
because like the officials were trying to get to her to like pull her out of the race because like no, women aren't allowed here.
That's wild.
And so like luckily her fellow runners were able to.
We're like, nah, she running this thing. She about to finish.
Wall.
You ain't about to pull her before she finishes this thing.
Yeah, and so she was able to actually do the marathon.
Let's go, marathon runners. Love to hear that.
Who founded the American Red Cross? Clara Barton, Florence Nightingale,
there
or
she is
Harriet
again.
Tubman?
Okay, well, it's definitely not C.
I'm gonna go A.
Yeah, I'll go A.
Yeah.
Okay. Florence Nightingale coming up super
can't-
often.
She can't have the spotlight this
she
much.
can't-
I
I
know
was
she
like,
hasn't been the
listen,
correct answer yet,
the problem
but
that I have,
still.
the problem that I'm having is that I keep picturing Florence Nightingale, the fake Grand Order character. That image is very vivid in my head.
Which woman was a key leader in the Underground Railroad?
Florence Nightingale.
Yeah, clearly.
Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, or Ida B. Wells?
We can skip this part. Yeah.
Who was the first woman to win an Academy Award for Best Director? Catherine Bigelow, Greta Gerwig, or Ava DuVernay?
Oh shit, Gerwig sounds familiar, but what was the first
I'm
option?
gonna go C.
I think the first option. What was? Can you repeat the name?
Catherine Bigelow.
So I want to choose it for meme purposes because Bigelow, it's big. It's big. It was so big that she it was the first to.
That's correct.
Yo, so big.
Let me see when that was.
Choose for meme reasons. Don't make actual educated guesses.
I can't believe it.
Just
Want to guess what year that was?
for what was the question again? Again, my memory is.
She won the Oscar for. She was the first woman to win Best Director.
Oh, we'll go 1932. 73, randomly.
No.
Okay.
Wrong millennium.
1873?
No.
2000 something?
It's taking that long for us to get up.
2006. Oh.
It took us that long?
She's the first female director to win an Oscar, making history at the 82nd Academy Awards on March 7th, 2010. She won Best Director and Best Picture for her 2009 film The Hurt Locker.
Oh, I mean, that was a very famous movie.
Yeah.
2010.
See, this is one of those things where it's not even a function of, like, there were not movies produced, or good movies produced by women. It was that there were not enough women producing movies in order to, like, get someone to have made, like, it to basically, because you have to have, like, a certain quantity, right, for it to be more likely for someone to have made something that enters the public space so much that it is so popular that it wins an Oscar, right? And like I presume that like women were just so kept out of the space because I know there's a lot of weird dynamics in Hollywood, is my understanding. But and like if you thought regular politics were bad, apparently Hollywood politics are awful. But so like there were just probably so few female directors allowed in Hollywood that like that it took that long. That's like my theory of like 2010.
I think the best cinematography Oscar that for this year's a woman won, and she was the first woman to win.
Because it's changed a lot now, because now everyone has the access to the tools to make a really good movie. But back then, in terms of like the technology levels, like in order to make an Oscar-winning film, or to direct an Oscar-winning film, you would have to be essentially a part of like the AAA studios, effectively, right? The highest level, and so you had to get to that level. Is the point that I was trying to make. Essentially, was the like, damn, it took us that long. But now it's like, we're hopefully, presumably we'll see so much more just because like everyone has access to it. So like, you're probably gonna get a lot more of an even split.
Which woman is known as the mother of the civil rights movement? Did I ask this one already?
I don't think so.
The mother of the civil rights.
Rosa Parks, Coretta Scott King, or Fannie Lou Hamer?
Oof.
I'm gonna say B.
Nah, Rosa Parks got this. No, I don't think it was actually Rosa Parks. I'll say C to be different.
Oh.
Because I don't know.
It was Rosa Parks.
It was Rosa Parks! No!
Who was the first woman to fly in space from the United States? Sally Ride, Mae Jemison, or Eileen Collins?
Sally Ride. I'm sticking to my girl.
Was Jemison the correct answer for something else before?
Yes.
It was. Okay, so probably not Jemison. What were the other two?
Sally Ride or Eileen Collins?
And what was the question?
Eileen Collins does sound familiar.
Who was the first woman to fly in space from the United
Ride,
States?
because she had to ride the plane. Wait, is that actually correct?
Yeah, Sally Ride is correct.
Oh! Do it for meme reasons!
Which woman invented the first
How does this keep
dishwasher?
happening?
Which woman invented the first dishwasher in 1886? Josephine Cochrane, Hedy Lamarr, or Mary Anderson?
Hedy Lamarr. Just
Mary
'cause the name
Anderson.
sounds funny.
2 first names.
It was Josephine Cochrane.
Darn.
Actually, this might be a question later on. I haven't looked at all of them, but Hedy Lamarr was an actress, and we have her to thank for modern-day Wi-Fi.
And a what? For modern day Wi-Fi?
We have her to thank for modern-day Wi-Fi.
Yo! Thank you! That's very useful. I do use that every day. It's very useful. I use it every day to do a lot of not useful things, but I do use it every day.
We use it to upload this podcast.
Speaking of marathons,
Yeah.
who was the first woman to win an Olympic marathon?
Shoot.
Joan Benoit, Wilma Rudolph, or Flojo?
Gotta be a Joan in there. Gotta be a Joan.
I was gonna say Flojo because I just like that name.
This is a pretty sick name.
It was Joan Benoit
Benoit!
in 1984.
Let's go. Let's go, Joan. I was just like, Joan is like the cool historical name in my brain, so I'm like, there's gotta be a Joan as the correct answer for one of these, right?
That was me. I got to the bottom of the page, but I did skip a bunch. But
Well, we are at
We
over
are
2 hours.
in, so.
It's gonna be a long pod. I hope you enjoy. There's a lot of banter and then
Sorry,
Women's
yeah.
History Month stuff.
who was the first woman to appear on a U.S. coin? Susan B. Anthony, Sacagawea, or Harriet Tubman?
Oh shoot, wait, it could be Sacagawea. Nah, I'm gonna go with Susan B. Anthony.
I'm gonna go Sacagawea because you said
It
it.
was Susan B. Anthony.
I figured that was
yeah.
the correct answer, but I was like, no, she said it out loud. It's gotta be that.
I thought I was like, Sacagawea could be. That was my second guess, but I was like, nah, I gotta stick with Susan B. Anthony. That's a household name that I can't remember what she did, but I know that name.
I know it. She was around in like formation of the United States time period, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. I think. Google, save my lacking history knowledge.
Wow, not even talking to his phone.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm Gen Z, not Gen Alpha. Okay. American women's right activist, born 1820, died 1906. So okay, not founding of country, not quite.
That's close.
The country was founded in 1776.
Yeah, it's only 50 years later.
She was born 50 years later.
Yeah.
Brother.
It's still beginning of the United States.
We were still figuring things out. There was still slavery.
That's like halfway through the existence. Cause we've been around now.
Whatever.
250 years.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Actually,
I was
250
gonna
years
say
exactly.
Alan wins because he got that question right, but now I might
The
change
last
my
He
mind.
definitely got more points correct. He
Yeah,
was
guess
definitely.
who wasn't keeping track?
Yeah, I noticed. I was like, she's definitely not writing anything.
She
on
wasn't.
her
That's
phone.
true. She wasn't writing things down the whole time. But I was like, I had it in my head. I'm like, John is definitely winning right now.
Okay,
But Alan hit the
you can win
nitty-gritty.
if you want, Johnny. The power is
You're the host.
in
You
our
have to
hands.
decide. This is the one
You
thing
must
that you
decide.
must decide. Is she flipping a coin in her head?
Is she trying to shut out her responsibilities? There it is. The nitty-gritty.
I'll catch you guys next week with another Maldhound intro, and I don't know, I haven't decided yet, but I'll find something. Are you gonna sign us off?
Alan wins. Johnny didn't. Do you have anything to say?
Wow, thanks.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the banter, and happy Women's History Month.
Bye.
Bye.